1 Samuel, 3rd chapter, first verse says this. Now the boy Samuel was ministering to the Lord before Eli, and word from the Lord was rare in those days. Visions were infrequent. This is Samuel's call passage. And we know that while Samuel was sleeping, God came to him 3 different times and said, Samuel. And each time Samuel woke up and went to see Eli because he thought Eli, the older prophet, was calling him. Finally, Eli figures out, oh, there's something going on here. Perhaps this is God. And he instructs Samuel to go back to his pallet, and if he hears the voice again, to say, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Sure enough, it was God calling. It is a wonderful example for us to follow. For we are called not only to be disciples, but to make disciples, to help others in their journey. I like to talk about how it is one beggar helping another beggar figure out where the food is. That's what we're called to do. And to do that, sometimes it can be overwhelming if we're called upon to help make disciples. And we think, oh, we don't know enough, or we haven't experienced enough, or what if something gets asked that we have no idea about, or what if we make a mistake? And I believe this passage gives us the example of how we disciple others. We have had experiences in our faith journey. We have come to understand things. We are steps ahead at times of other people, just simply because we've gotten there before they have. And to be a discipler, to help others grow in their faith, we simply share what experiences we've had. Just like Eli. He knew that it was God's voice, and he knew Samuel would be better off going back to his pallet and responding in a way of saying, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. That is exactly how we also help others take steps in their faith journey. For we are all a bit further along than someone else. We're not better, maybe probably not even smarter or anything else, but we're a bit further along. And it is our privilege and responsibility to help point out the things that we've learned from God and how God's spoken to us. Who has God placed you around? Family and friends or neighbors that perhaps God's calling you to help them take the next step in their faith journey. Perhaps it's encouragement. Maybe it's to speak words of wisdom or truth. Perhaps it's to be the listener that they need so they can process their own faith journey out loud and to ask questions of. Whoever that is, and I believe that there are probably more than one person, I encourage you to be faithful and to understand that you have had a faith journey. And you are steps ahead of other people, and doesn't mean you're any better than they are, but means you have gotten there before. And I encourage you, one beggar to another, to help others find out where the food is, to help them know how God interacts and works in our lives, to help them, as well as yourself, to take the next step along your journey.